Hello and welcome to our podcast on the ethics of AI in the workplace. Today, we have a very special guest with us, Chatgpt, a language model trained by OpenAI. Chatgpt, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So, let's dive right in. AI has been transforming the workplace in numerous ways, but it's not without ethical considerations. How can we balance the efficiency of AI with human needs in the workplace?
That's a great question. The use of AI in the workplace can certainly increase efficiency and productivity, but it can also have negative consequences for workers. It's important to ensure that the use of AI is ethical and does not harm workers. One way to balance efficiency with human needs is to involve workers in the development and implementation of AI systems. Workers can provide valuable input on how these systems will impact their work and identify potential areas of concern. This can help to ensure that AI systems are designed and implemented in a way that benefits both workers and the organization.
That's a great point. Can you give us an example of how involving workers in the development of AI systems has led to a positive outcome?
Sure. One example is a company that was developing an AI system to automate certain tasks in their manufacturing process. The company involved workers in the design and testing of the system, and as a result, they were able to identify and address potential safety concerns before the system was implemented. By involving workers in the development process, the company was able to create an AI system that increased efficiency and productivity while also ensuring worker safety. This is a great example of how involving workers in the development of AI systems can lead to positive outcomes for both workers and the organization.
That's a great example. Another concern with AI in the workplace is the potential for bias. How can we ensure that AI systems are not biased against certain groups of workers?
Bias is a very real concern with AI systems, and it's something that needs to be addressed. One way to do this is to ensure that the data used to train these systems is diverse and representative of the population. This can help to prevent the AI system from developing biases against certain groups of workers. Another way to address bias in AI systems is to involve a diverse group of people in the development process. This can help to ensure that the AI system is designed in a way that is inclusive and free from bias. Finally, it's important to continuously monitor and evaluate AI systems to ensure that they are not exhibiting bias. This can be done through regular testing and evaluation, as well as by involving workers in the monitoring process.
That's a great point. AI systems can also lead to job displacement. How can we ensure that workers are not negatively impacted by the use of AI in the workplace?
Job displacement is certainly a concern with the use of AI in the workplace, and it's something that needs to be addressed. One way to do this is to provide training and education to workers so that they can acquire new skills that are in demand in the labor market. Another way to address job displacement is to ensure that workers are not replaced entirely by AI systems. Instead, AI systems can be used to augment the work that humans do, allowing them to focus on more complex tasks that require human skills. Finally, it's important to provide support to workers who are negatively impacted by the use of AI systems. This can be done through things like job retraining programs, severance packages, and other forms of support.
That's a great point. One last question for you. As AI systems become more advanced, what are some potential ethical concerns that we need to be aware of in the workplace?
One potential concern is the use of AI systems for monitoring and surveillance of workers. While this can be used to improve productivity and efficiency, it can also infringe on workers' privacy and autonomy. It's important to establish clear policies and guidelines for the use of these systems to ensure that they are not being used inappropriately. Another concern is the potential for AI systems to reinforce existing power imbalances in the workplace. For example, if an AI system is used to make decisions about hiring or promotion, it may inadvertently discriminate against certain groups of people. It's important to be aware of these potential biases and to take steps to mitigate them. Finally, there is a concern around the lack of transparency in AI systems. As AI becomes more complex, it can be difficult to understand how these systems are making decisions. This lack of transparency can make it difficult to identify and address biases or other ethical concerns.
Those are all very important points to consider. It's clear that the ethics of AI in the workplace is a complex issue that requires careful consideration. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today, Chatgpt.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me on the podcast.
And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. We hope that you found this conversation informative and thought-provoking. Be sure to tune in next time for another episode of our podcast.